it's me, Crafty Witch, and welcome back to my channel. When I was going to make my scrying mirror, I thought while I was cruising around in Walmart, well, you know, I feel kind of creative. Maybe I'll make something like a spirit board. So I tried, and it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it, but it was a great learning experience. I went to Walmart and they got these fantastic cutting boards. They're pre-cut and they're just ready to go, and some have little grooves around the edges. I didn't want one like that. And some of they're completely flat, top and bottom. They're not grooved or anything. Their corners are kind of rounded a little bit, about $13, $14, somewhere in there. So I thought, hey, perfect size, and I picked up some stencils. The stencils I got didn't have the numbers to go along with it. It was just letters, so then I had to do my numbers freehand, and that I didn't like the way that looked. And I screwed up on the bottom of the board, and you'll see the pictures. But it was a great learning experience, because this is what I discovered. Instead of paying somebody, you know, $200, $100, $50, or whatever the cost might be to buy a spirit board, you could go to Walmart, and for the cost of maybe some spray paint and paintbrushes or whatever, you can have the experience of making your own wonderful board. I did buy these rub-on transfers. They look like little ivy leaves, and I was going to use them. Well, they don't rub off onto the surface of the cutting board that I had. And I rubbed like a son of a gun, and it did not work at all. And I was so not impressed with that, because they look really pretty, and I thought there's no way I can paint those on there, because, you know, I suck. But whatever. So those didn't work for me. That might be something you want to be aware of. And what else? I used a turkey platter that was kind of curved, because it had the nice great big curve and the board was fairly wide, to create that kind of arch for the letters, because if you went just straight across, you wouldn't have enough room for all your letters, right? I done it just by eyeballing it. I did not measure anything here and there. It was very much kind of like free form. And what else did I learn? I used pencil to kind of do the outline of the arches. I learned that using a white eraser left a bunch of gummy residue on the board, which was very difficult to remove. So I won't use that again in the future. What else? It was a lot of fun doing the board. And I have ideas about boards that I want to make for some gifts for Yule. And now that I've made the one board and I know where I screwed up and where I need to, you know, kind of improvise and work on, I'll know what mistakes not to repeat again, I hope. One mistake I made was I decided to paint the back of the board black. And I thought it was dry enough, and then when I turned it over and started working on the other side of the board, everything was fine until I went to lift up the board after it had dried, and some of the newspaper stuck to the bottom of the board. But I got a plan for that too. I'm going to try to wash off some of the stuck on paper, rub it off a little bit. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to paint over it, and I'll like use that glaze again, and it should be okay, I hope. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just I'll show you some clips of the board as I was trying to make it. There's not very many. It's like there's a clip of it when it's painted black on the one side, flip it over, I kind of point to the board. You might see some of the outlines for like yes and no, and you might see some of the arches. And then I'll show you kind of like the end product, which I really don't like. It's not how I wanted it. But again, learning lesson. Fantastic to learn from your mistakes. So here it is. Ciao. Hi everybody, it's me, Crafty Witch, and welcome back to my channel. So I bought a wooden cutting board that is flat on both surfaces, and I'm going to make a spirit board and show you guys how I'm going to do it with the black spray paint, right? And then I got this stuff, and it's supposed to be extra thick glaze or whatever, to go over it afterwards. And then I got, let's see here, some stencils that I'm going to use for the letters. These little paintbrush things, they're really cheap. I'm going to use them to stencil on things. Wasn't too sure. These are like a rub-on transfer. Okay, so this is the spirit board that I was making. So what I done is I just stenciled on the letters, outlined them with black paint, done some freehand scroll work, put some stars here and there, wrote my numbers. This is really a sad looking board, but I thought whatever. I really need better stencils than what I had working. And then I didn't position everything completely accurately either. So like my goodbye is kind of over here, but then that left some room for some stars over there, things like that. So, and then what I done is after I painted it and let it dry, I applied this Folk Art clear coat extra thick glaze or whatever. So it's kind of like a varnish. So once that's all dry, I'll spray on some more and then let it dry, and then once it, so that's what it looks like. Don't know if you can, yeah, so that's it. And the